What's up, family? So we got Caitlin Clark got shoved again after dropping 31 on Angel Reese in the Chicago Sky on this past Friday, or yesterday, I should say. Let's go.
Coming in hot. Wow. Opening the door.
Caitlin Clark is dominating the WNBA like no other rookie before. But while she's breaking records and elevating the game, something troubling is happening on the courts. In this latest game against the Chicago Sky, Clark not only reached her personal WNBA record with an impressive 31 points, but was also the target of a dangerous shove during a transition play. And it's not the first time this has happened. Go ahead and subscribe to
Ain't this like the third time?
the channel, because what we're about to reveal about Caitlin Clark's treatment in the WNBA will shock you and raise serious questions about the future of the league. Is Clark's success putting her safety at risk? The game between the Fever and the Chicago Sky should have been just another showcase of Caitlin Clark's extraordinary talent. And in many ways, it was exactly that. Clark dominated the court, scoring 31 points and dishing out 12 assists. Her personal best in the WNBA so far.
Metro presents a tale of two wireless customers.
Come on, man. Sorry, family. Excuse the app. Anyway, let's go back into it.
She proved once again why she's
Run it back a little bit.
her personal best in the WNBA so far. She proved once again why she's the undisputed favorite for Rookie of the Year. But behind this brilliant performance, a disturbing pattern is emerging. Late in the game, when the Fever's victory was already practically guaranteed, Clark was the target of an unnecessary and potentially dangerous shove during a transition play. This incident wasn't an isolated case. Let's go back a few days to the game against the Connecticut Sun. There, we saw a similar situation, Clark being pushed on a screenplay. Twice in such a short time isn't a coincidence, folks. It's a pattern. What makes this even more alarming is when these shoves are occurring. They're not normal game plays. They're moments when Clark is vulnerable, often at
Yeah, there are moments when she's in transition by herself because they want to have this cyclical, consistent thing of just playing dirty.
high speed. The potential for serious injury is real and frightening. Now, let's put these actions in context. Caitlin isn't just another talented rookie. She's simply destroying the league. With impressive averages in points and assists, Clark is doing things that veterans with years of experience struggle to achieve.
Working it around here for the Fever. Good ball movement on this possession. Logo shot. Logo make for Clark.
She's playing at a level that forces opposing teams to completely change their defensive strategies. But here's the crucial point. Is this dominance provoking a negative reaction? Are opposing teams, frustrated with their inability to stop Clark within the rules of the game, resorting to more physical and potentially dangerous tactics? It's important to note that basketball is a contact sport, and physical plays are part of the game. However, there's a fine line between physical play and dangerous play. The shoves Clark is experiencing
Well, they need to do some technical fouls, man. You start holding them accountable. Simple as that.
especially in vulnerable moments like fast breaks, cross that line. We have to ask ourselves, if it were an established veteran experiencing this kind of treatment, what would the league's reaction be? Do the WNBA's established stars face the same level of physical contact that Clark is experiencing? Let's take a closer look at the impact these dangerous plays can have, not just on Caitlin Clark, but on the league as a whole. First, there's the obvious risk of injury. Clark is an incredible athlete, but nobody is invincible. A shove at the wrong moment, at high speed, can result in a serious fall. A severe injury
The
would
crazy part is, the question I got, family, where was the girl running to? They were already slow to get back on defense. Caitlin Clark is already down there. If anything, look at this.
but nobody is invincible. A shove at the wrong moment, at high speed, can result
The girl, number 14 right here with the yellow shoes on, actually had a more likelihood or better likelihood of getting in front of Caitlin Clark to stop her, because you got to get in front of the individual that's on offense, because your primary goal in defense in basketball is to stay in front. She running by the side of her to run into her was doing what? How is that effective? If that's the case, you might as well intentionally foul, right? Instead of you running into her, leaving her prone to be injured because you want to play dirty for whatever reason. That wasn't even a logical reason to do what she just did. I don't understand. When you seen your teammate obviously getting in front of Caitlin Clark the best way she could, it
Result in
doesn't
a
make
serious
sense.
fall. A severe injury would not only harm Clark's promising career, but also
It's
deprive
dumb.
fans and the league of an extraordinary talent. Second, there's the psychological aspect. How does this affect Clark's game? So far, she seems unfazed, continuing to dominate the courts. But how long until she starts to hesitate in fast breaks? How long until that subconscious
Oh,
fear
no, I don't think she's going to do that, bro. You know, aggression is part of the game. It just these referees have to do their job to make sure it stays a clean game as much as possible.
affects her game? Third, we have to consider the precedent being set. If these tactics against Clark are tolerated, what message does that send to the rest of the league? Are we saying it's acceptable to resort to dangerous plays when you can't stop a talented player? Last but not least, there's the impact on the league's image. The league is in a period of unprecedented growth, with Clark being one of the main reasons for it. Indiana Fever games are selling out, media coverage is increasing. But what kind of spectacle are we offering if we allow one of our rising stars to be the target of potentially harmful plays? The WNBA has a unique opportunity here. Protecting Clark and other players in similar situations isn't just about safety. It's about preserving the bright future the league has ahead. It's important.
Exactly, because honestly, she's the one that's putting food in all of those players' mouths and adding more value to the league, as we all know, bringing visibility that has never been brought before to the WNBA.
To recognize that not all physical contact is ill-intentioned. Basketball is an intense and fast-paced sport, and sometimes plays that look dangerous are just a result of the speed and intensity of the game. However, the pattern we're seeing with Clark raises red flags. And most worryingly, the league remains silent on this. No official statement, no announced investigation, no public warning to teams. This silence is deafening and concerning. Let's compare this to other professional leagues.
It's okay because the real fans and real supporters are eventually going to hold the franchise accountable. And if you start seeing your viewership go down, and individuals walking away, and you see that's why the franchise is always at a standstill. Look how they're treating the very person that's bringing more visibility to the franchise instead of enhancing that and working with it and utilizing that to continue to evolve as a franchise. It's like it's like they're doing the very things to make the league stay at a standstill as it has been forever how long. It's weird, but
In the NBA, for example, dangerous plays often result in suspensions and fines. The league doesn't hesitate to protect its stars. Why does the WNBA seem to be hesitating? Maybe it's time for fans to raise their voices.
yep.
Social media is full of
Said that.
videos of these incidents, with fans expressing their concern and outrage. But so far, this hasn't translated into action from the league.
I also think, family, and comment down below, do you guys agree or disagree with me? They have been used to not getting visibility and getting held accountable from fans because they never really had fans like that. And now that they do, they're getting held accountable. So they have to make these changes, whether they like it or not. Or individuals are going to start walking away and not giving their support once again. But I think they've been used to being in their old ways of maybe doing players before Caitlin Clark that have became superstars like Diana Taurasi. Maybe there have been things that took place with them on the low that nobody has brought to the forefront or hold the franchise accountable as it's being held accountable from fans now that are Caitlin Clark fans more than ever. Maybe they've just been getting away with this so long. That's what I'm saying. And now it's being brought to the forefront
Of course, there's an argument to be made that Clark
as people are starting to pay attention more. You know what I'm saying? Let's run that back a little bit. and continue.
translated into action from the league. Of course, there's an argument to be made that Clark needs to toughen up and adapt to the WNBA's physical game. But there's a big difference between legitimate physical play and potentially dangerous tactics. What we're seeing goes beyond normal physical play.
Foul play.
It's a pattern of behavior that seems to have Clark as a specific target. Now, let's look to the future and consider possible solutions to this growing problem. First, the league needs to publicly acknowledge the situation. An official statement addressing these concerns would be a good start. This would show that the league is aware and takes the safety of its players seriously.
Exactly. As
Next, a
franchise.
review of current rules may be necessary. Perhaps it's time to introduce more severe penalties for dangerous plays, especially those that occur away from the ball. Heavier fines and longer suspensions could serve as a strong deterrent. Referees also have a crucial role to play. They need to be more alert to this type of behavior and willing to make tough calls when necessary.
Facts.
Perhaps it's time for a refresher for officials, with a specific focus on identifying and penalizing potentially dangerous plays. Finally, the players themselves need to speak out. If respected veterans of the league spoke out against these
Not only will the fans advocate, but you still got to advocate for yourself, man.
tactics, it could have a significant impact. After all, peer respect is often the most powerful. As for Caitlin Clark, she continues to play her game, seemingly undisturbed. Her resilience is admirable, but it shouldn't be necessary. A talented rookie shouldn't have to survive her first season. She should be able to shine without fear of these aggressive fouls. The situation we're seeing with Caitlin Clark isn't just about one player. It's a reflection of something bigger, something that could define the future of the WNBA. Think about it.
I mean, it's type obvious it could redefine the future of the WNBA, but it seems like they don't want it, man. When they go back to flying the way they was flying versus the way they flying now.
What happens if nothing is done? If the league continues to remain silent, if opposing teams continue to use increasingly aggressive tactics, first, we run the real risk of seeing Clark, say, or another rising star, suffer a serious injury. This
Right.
wouldn't just be a personal tragedy, but a devastating blow to the league as a whole. Second, what kind of example are we setting for young athletes who dream of playing in the WNBA? Are we telling them that if they're too good, if they stand out too much, they'll be targets of dirty play?
Yep.
Third, how does this affect the image? A league that doesn't protect its
The
stars.
way they are treating Caitlin Clark is the very reflection of how the franchise is being looked at. And then there's going to be adding validation to the fans that were never fans before the WNBA to say, look, this is the reason why we don't check we wasn't checking for the WNBA in the first place. Look at them. Look how they treat their best player. The player that eventually gained my interest now, and I'm not even interested because the league is just horrible in regards of how they treat their players and knowing how to police and make sure the game is operating in a more structural, organized way, professionally and clean basketball, not dirty foul play.
That allows talent to be stifled by physical intimidation. Isn't a league that will attract the best talents or the biggest sponsors. And perhaps most worryingly, what if Clark decides it's not worth it? What if other talented players opt for international leagues where they might feel their safety is taken more seriously? The WNBA is at a crossroads. The path it chooses now will have repercussions for years to come. Will we see a league that embraces and protects extraordinary talent, allowing players like Clark to elevate the sport to new heights? Or will we see a league that allows fear and intimidation to dictate the rules? The clock is ticking. Every game that passes without action is a lost opportunity. How long until it's too late? The ball is in the WNBA's court. It's time for action. It's time to show that the future of women's basketball is bright, exciting, and, above all, safe for its stars. What do you all think about this? The situation with Caitlin is serious and needs our attention. Leave in the comments. Do you think the WNBA is doing enough to protect its rising
No.
stars? What would you do if you were in the shoes of the league's officials? And there's more.
What I would do is definitely enforce the rules and make sure that regular, clean, aggressive, competitive basketball is taking place, but it's not foul. It's not foul play. It's not dirty basketball. It's clean, and it's entertainment because that's what it is, but exciting entertainment to the point where it also has boundaries in regards of just being. Every player should feel appreciated, but they also have a job to do, and being effective in regards of making sure there's a medium out of respect for the appreciation of the players that are basically giving that free entertainment and adding value to make the franchise what it is. It's a give and take, but also understanding these are the rules because it's their job, right? That's what I would do.
If you could send a direct message to Caitlin Clark right now, what would you say to her?
I would tell her she needs to advocate for herself and hold him accountable because she has a voice and she's very powerful and obviously valuable to this league. And if the league is smart enough, they will listen.
How would you support her at this moment? Don't forget to like this video if you agree that this is an issue that deserves more attention. Share it with your friends who are basketball fans. The more people talk about this, the greater the chances we'll see real change. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, what are you waiting for?
All right, family. Well, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Comment down below what you would do if you were part of the league franchise or the leader in the within the WNBA franchise. What do you believe Caitlin Clark should do about these current or consistent constant issues that keep arising with foul play? And how would you stop the foul play, family? And but other than that, family, I gave you guys my perspective, insight, and thoughts. Give this video a big thumbs up. Helps crush the YouTube algorithm. It's totally free. Till next time, family. Peace.